to my channel. So today I'll be showing you guys how to make a romper for a 6 years old, and for that I'll be using this fabric that I have here. It's like piece of fabric, but you will need about 1 yard of fabric for this. So the first thing I'm going to do is to check the hip of the child, and the hip I'm working with is about 24 inches round, and the 24 inches, if you divide it by 4, that will be, you divide it by 4, that will be 6 inches, right? And it's going to be a loose fitting romper. So what I'm going to do now is to fold your fabric and make sure that the hip divided by 4. So after folding your fabric, the next thing is to fold the fabric into 2, right? But how you're going to determine the width is the hip divided by 4. So mine is 6. That's 24 divided by 4 is 6, plus 1 inch for seam allowance, and then extra 1 inch for ease, and then I have about 2 inches for the crotch here, or you can use about 1.5, but the girl is chubby, so I'm using about 2 inches for the crotch area, because this is going to be a loose fitting jumper. So what I'm going to do now is to mark it here at this 8 inches, right? So the hip measurement I'm working with plus extra 2 inches is what I have here. Hip measurement divided by 4 plus extra 2 inches. So I'm going to come down for the crotch area by come down to maybe 8 inches here, but you can just measure on your own to see what you would need. So come down here, I've marked about 8 inches here. So the next thing I'm going to check is the length I'm working with. So the length is supposed to be about 20. That's the length of the bottom of the romper is supposed to be 20 inches. How you're going to determine is just to measure the child from the waist to maybe the ankle to know what you're working with. So for me, it's about 20 inches. Then I'll add extra 2 inches to it, right? So that should be around 22 inches. So the length of the bottom half, you add extra 2 inches to it. So half an inch for attaching the top part here, and then the extra 1.5 is to make the loop for the elastic you pass at the foot of the pants. So that's basically it, and I'm done cutting this pant here. So I'm just going to cut this out. So I've cut this out here. This is the crotch here. So how I did this here, as you can see, the part that I'm cutting has 1 folded end and 2 rough ends here. You see 2 of the edges, but this part here has the 2 sides, right? This part here has the 2 folded side, but this has 1 fold and 2 openings. So you see, it's something like this. The folded end is here. So when I close it up, it looks like this here. So I'm just trying to show you guys how the fabric was folded. So fold it back again. And now I'm going to open up the other one. I'm going to open up this side here. So that's basically it for the pants. I'm done cutting the pants now. So what I'm going to do when I go to the sewing machine is just to fold here, like fold it separately. Just fold the end here for the loop for the elastic. So now we'll move over to cutting the top part of the romper. So guys, to cut the top part of this romper, what I'm going to do is to get 1 piece of fabric again, open it up. So this is what it looks like. Just make sure that the width of the fabric is the same as this pant when folded. You see the way the pant is, I still haven't removed it here. Just make sure that it fits in. So mine fits in with extra like half an inch. I gave it extra half an inch just to fold this rough end here. So this is what it looks like for the width. So now I'm going to tell you, for me, the length of the top parts for the child, from her shoulder to her waist, that's from her shoulder to where I want this romper to start, the bottom to start, is about 10 inches. So I'm going to mark 10 inches here. So this is where the 10 inches starts here. So I'm going to cut this excess out. So the next thing I'm going to do is to check from this point here. You can just mark maybe 5 inches or 4 inches but I'm using about 5 inches here. And remember, this is a 6-year-old that I'm making for. And then you just go up here by maybe 4.5 or about 4 inches. Just say 4 inches on that side. So 4 inches on the edge, and then about 5 inches on this side here. And then you connect these two together, right? Connect these two together. Another way you can do it is just check this child's armhole, divide it by 2. That way you can get the length here, right? The length you were working with here. So I've marked mine here. So this is going to be an alter neck top. So this is what this looks like at the moment. So guys, this is what the top looks like right now. So this is what the top part will look like here. So I'm going to go to the sewing machine, fold this one, fold this twice, and then make a stitch on it. The same goes for this side. Fold it once, fold it twice, just like the way you finish up the rough end of the cloth. And then after that, I'm going to fold this part just to make a loop to pass my rope for the top part of the top. So after that, the next thing you're going to do is to take your pants, right side facing each other, right? The right side. So this is the right side of the fabric here. Take also the right side of this one too. Take it this way and then close up the crotch, right? I'm going to go back and close up this part here, close up this part here. So you make a stitch there, and then I'll do mine and come back. This is what it looks like. I've closed up the 2 sides. So now the next thing I have to do is to flip it this way, right? Flip it the other way around. Now make sure the 2 sides that you sewed are now at the center. So now you have 2 legs of your pants, the 2 legs here, you see? So this one here, I've already folded and made loop for my elastic. I've also made loop for the elastic on this side. So the next thing I did is to go up here at the waist after folding it. Now make sure you put a notch on the 2 sides, right? Put a notch on the 2 sides here so that you can know where to put in the top part of this. So see what I did? I folded this side of the cloth. After folding this side, I just folded this part. I made a strap here, right? And then took like about 4 of it here and just folded it and put it on this side. Like I just folded it this way and made a stitch here, made a stitch here, folded another one, made a stitch here. That's how I made this here. So this strap that I made is I'm going to pass it through this here, this part of it. So guys, as you can see, I've passed this strap. I made it long. I've passed it here. So it will still go over this here like a crisscross. But right now, the next thing I have to do is to take this pant here. It doesn't have any front or back because it's supposed to be baggy. So I'm just going to take this here, find the center. So this is going to be the center right here. So hold it here, or you can even notch it and then put it at the center of your pant. Because now remember, these 2 stitches that we made are now the new center of our pant, the center front and then the center back. So I'm just going to take it here, find the center of the top, place it here, and then what I'm going to do is just to stitch it down all the way around, right? I'm going to stitch it all the way around. And then after that, I'm going to cut a piece of fabric and make a loop for my elastic at the back of the pant. So I'm going to do mine and come back. So guys, I've gone ahead and joined the top part of this to it. So this is what it looks like at the moment, right? And then the next thing I'm going to do is to finish up the back, because you can't do anything with this back, it's too open. So I'm going to make a loop to pass my elastic, and for that I have this fabric here, and it's about 4 inches of width, and then almost the same length as the back here. But you can just cut as much as you think you would need and then cut off the excess. So what I'm going to do now is just go over here at one end here, right? So this is what it looks like. So this is the waist, right? So what I'm going to do, this is the waist of the pant here. So this is the waist here, this is the back. So I'm just going to start from one end here, right? Place this excess piece of fabric that I have here, place it on top here, and then just sew it all the way around to the other end here, right? As you can see, it also goes on top of this here, on top of this stitch here. So the one I cut is enough to go all over, and then when I'm done, I'm going to fold it into two this way, right? So now I've made a loop, and then I'm going to pass elastic through it, close it on one end, and also make the elastic as just try to use it to cinch in the waist of the pants, and then tack it down on the other part of the top. So that's basically how I'm going to do it. And I'm also going to pass elastic at the foot of the pant through this loop that I made here. So guys, this is what the romper looks like. Let me flip it this way so you could see. So this is the neckline. If you just have to just put it together this way. So this is what it looks like here, and then this is the bottom. This is not really full length on the 6-0. This is like 3/4, and then this is the back here. So the back is strapped, and then you just tie it after passing it through the loop. So this is what it looks like. I've gone ahead and passed elastic at the foot, and then I also used the elastic at the back here. So you see, it helped to pull the pant together. You just tack it at one end here, and also tack it on the other end here. So that's basically how it's done. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.